Today, our topic of discussion is the ethical issues oriented about the genetically modified organisms, that is the GMO. Today, we will be mainly pointing out the problems associated with the GMO, that is genetically modified organisms, and also the pros, that is the benefits we are getting from the GMOs. Okay, so all these things will be discussed today. The bioethical aspects of using GMO. Actually, when we are studying about bioethics, we actually have to read about GMO along with that, because until and unless you know about the GMOs, you cannot understand how your bioethical issues are orienting along the genetically modified organisms. Okay, so first of all, let us explain what are the different type of genetically modified organisms or GMOs are available or being discovered in few years. Okay, so the first discovery is the golden rice. The golden rice is nothing but rice modified with daffodil genes to have more beta carotene, which body converts to vitamin A. So what happens, vitamin A is a very essential component in our life for maintaining our growth and life. So you have to know what are the effects of vitamin A and how the vitamin A deficit persons are being treated with the golden rice. Now, the beta carotene production gene has been incorporated into the rice, and the variety of rice obtained is yellow colored and it is rich in vitamin A. So, this is a very popular variety of GMO, and also very much many people discussed about this GMO. Okay, so again, salt resistant tomatoes are this is another variety tomatoes modified to grow well in saline soils. Okay, so it has been seen that tomato cannot grow in the saline soil due to the high salinity of the soil. They are the growing of soil salt tolerant uh, salt the growth of tomatoes in the saline soils are highly affected due to the high salinity of the water. So scientists thought of solving the problems. They incorporated salt tolerant genes in tomato. And now it has been seen that tomato can grow in saline soils. Okay, now next important GMO is the bt corn, sorry. In bt corn, what happens, corn modified with bacterial and insecticide genes so that it produces insect toxins within its cells. So bt corn, so corn are corn, you know, the maize corn. Okay, the corn is being incorporated with bacterial bacterial insecticide bacterial insecticide gene so that it produces insect toxin within its cells. Okay, so bacterial insecticide genes are incorporated into the corn, and it has been seen that the corns are very much resistant to the bacterial insecticides. Okay, so again, the important factor is factor 9 sheep. The sheep modified with the sheep modified with the sheep modified with the factor 9 variety, that is factor 9 gene is responsible for clotting of blood. So this sheep has been uh, induced with a gene of factor 9, that means the clotting factors are incorporated within the sheep's blood, and the sheep's milk is very much helpful to the hemophiliacs who the hemophilia means the people who lack in blood clotting. Okay, so soybeans are sprayed are provided with herbicide resistant genes. Then rainbow papaya, that means papaya, that is the papaya modified with viral genes that make them a ring spot. That means a ring spot virus has been seen to infect those papaya, and so that type of resistant genes are added to the papaya so that the overall so that the virus cannot affect the papaya. Okay, these are some of the varieties of GMO crops discovered under different circumstances by different scientists. So the next important thing we'll be moving on is the how the GMOs are benefiting us. Okay, so with the advancement of technology, GMO has increased the agricultural activity, food nutritive value, then your requirement of pesticide and insecticide, and then vaccines are being produced. So many types of products are being produced by the GMOs, and the product overall productivity, agricultural productivity has increased, food nutritive value is enhanced. So all these things are being benefits we are getting out of these GMO crops. Now coming to the categorically, what are the benefits? The environmental, health, and agricultural aspects has been considered when we are talking about the benefits of GMOs. So the first benefits of GMOs are environmental, that is pest resistant crop means less chemical insecticides, less need to plow and spray, improve shelf life. That means the as different type of resistant genes are added to the GMO, so they does not require harmful herbicide, pesticides. They can on their own they can fight against these pests. Okay, and then as they can easily grow and save fuel, so there is no need to plow and spray crops. Okay, and then another important environmental benefits is that they require, as the shelf life is being increased. Shelf life means the duration for which a particular food or fruit is not getting spoiled. So the shelf life of water, sorry, of the foods are being increased, so there are less chances of wastage of food. Okay, these are all the environmental benefits of GMO. Now moving on to the health benefits. The health benefits are mainly the points where the environmental GMO, where the nutritional value of the food is being increased. Okay, some like your golden rice. In golden rice, vitamin A production genes are included. So there are the normal rice is being transformed to more nutritional value rice. That is the golden rice. Then crops can produce that lack allergens. That means your crop you have designed can be devoid of any allergens if it is present. Then they can be engineered to produce cheap edible vaccines. They can also perform cheap edible vaccines also from the health issues, and bacteria produce cheap medical compounds such as insulin clotting factor. That means with the vaccine production, there are other important things can be produced from the GMO, like your clotting factor, medical components, insulin. So many types of important medicinal products are being formed from the GMO. Okay, when the engineered plants are being used. Okay. Now coming to the agriculture aspects, crops can be made to drought tall, cold and salinity resistant, expanding range of farming and increasing crop yield. What happens? You have seen salt tolerant tomato, isn't it? Where the environment is not against the favor of the particular growth of the crop, but the when you are incorporating some genes into the crops, it has been seen that the plants are resistant to cold, salinity, or any type of environmental hazards. Okay. Now, herbicide resistance crop means what? Uh, Again, this is related to the first topic, that is environmental. In environmental, we have said that there are use of different herbicide resistant crops are there. So you can get you can get some variety of crop which are resistant to different type of mm, herbicides and insecticides. Okay, so they are not killing the weeds of from crop plants. Okay, crop varieties can be produced that are resistant to viruses. Okay, so some crop variety can also be produced which are deficient of attacked by the when they are attacked by the viruses. So this sums up all the benefits we are getting of GMO crops. But again, you can see that these benefits are a side of a coin. On another side of a coin, there are lots and lots of problems associated with our GMO crops. The social and economical issues. First of all, let us uh, learn or discuss about what are the social and economical issues faced when GMO crops are used. Okay, so the economical and social uses, the GMO seeds can only be afforded by the big farmers and landowners, thus negatively affecting small scale farmers. So these GMO seeds are engineered, so the seeds price is not the same as that of the normal seeds. Obviously, the price will be high. So what happens? The expensive seeds cannot be afforded by the big farmers and landowners. Okay, so there is a discrepancy that small farmers cannot buy those expensive seeds, so there is a chance that negativity may affect those small scale farmers. Okay, the farmers need to buy seeds every year as they cannot collect, store and replant these seeds. Okay, so every year your farmers need to buy the seed because seeds, so many seeds cannot be preserved in our lab. The seeds are preserved in desiccators, but as the farmers are using huge amount of seeds at a time, so those type of seeds cannot be preserved. So yearly purchase of seeds are very necessary. They continuously need to buy those seeds, but GMO crops are not that available all the time. There would be huge differences in the farming practices in one country only, and that gap would be widened much before developed and developing countries. So, as developed countries have more money, or they are economically more stable than the developing countries, so the chances are that the agriculture pattern or the way the farmers are putting all their efforts to the produce the crops changes. Okay, why? Because GMO crops are entering into the market, and who are the rich farmers can buy those seeds, but the small scale farmers are leaving behind, and so there is a clear demarcations of the developed and developing nations in terms of this agricultural aspects. Okay, so there would be as GM crops is not labeled, thus public trust and acceptance of GM food would be a big challenge. So these are all the societal impacts. Okay, so in the societal impacts, they are also told that GMO crops are not labeled, so it is difficult to acquire public trust and acceptance of GMO crops. Okay, so what happens? They are not labeled. That means, what does it mean? They are not labeled. Let me suppose, for example, soybeans. In the soybean, some nut variety of genes are induced. Why this is induced? To add some qualities of nuts in a soybean. So they are infecting the soybean plants with the genes from the nuts. So you don't know the source of the genes from you are getting the new hybrid. So as they are not properly labeled, so the sale are not that much, or people cannot accept the concept of GM crops, GM foods. So there is a lack of acceptance in the food, and so the foods are not being utilized, which is produced in sorry, in huge amount. Okay, so these are the economical and social issues faced by farmers and different type of peoples when this important discovery of mankind, that is GMO, are being introduced to them. So these are the problems, these are the social and economical issues that are being faced. Okay, so now in the next slide, what are the other problems? Public acceptance has also met with resistance in terms of fear and controversies. That means as they don't know the source, so there is a very much fear, there is a very much uh, confusion, then there is a controversies are going on totally in this area. Okay, so the public acceptance is a big problem to the people who are using the GMO. Then if the GM can induce allergy due to insertion of unrelated gene, what would happen? Because GM foods are not labeled. This the point is repeated as I have mentioned. The GM foods are not labeled, so there are chances that you may get some allergy from another source of food. So changes in the environment, ecology by unnatural gene and crossing of species boundary. That means as the main concept of the plant organisms are changed through GMO, so the basic or the process by which other things are being controlled are totally changed. Writes about the well-being of other plants and animals. Okay, so as you are inserting a gene into a model plant or animal, you are also hampering the lifestyle or the life of a particular organism. So the GMO also deals with the well-being of other plants. Then potential hazards which can face after consumption of GMO. That means there are many problems it is faced when the GMOs are being consumed by the different strata of people. So now summing up all the risk oriented over the genetically modified organisms or GMOs, the environmental aspects, what are the risks? Toxin in pest resistant GMOs could negatively impact non-target organism and harm ecosystem. What happens when the pest resistant variety are used? The toxins are already produced in the body of the plant. Now when they are affected by those different type of herbicides, they are causing a huge toxicity in the uh, environment as well as in the organism's body. Okay, now cross species pollination could spread herbicide resistant genes and create super weeds. So different type of cross pollination occurs and that lead to the production of different variety of plants in the surrounding of a particular place, and this leads to superweed production. Okay, biodiversity could be negatively affected by destruction of pest, weed, and even competing plants. So biodiversity is also affected in while producing GMO because they are taking out different pests and different type of organisms from other places and using it for GMO. Thus, they are also affecting the biodiversity at large. Okay. So, what are the health risks associated? Proteins transcribed and translated from transferred genes could cause allergic reaction in human or other animals. That means I have already mentioned, giving you an example of nut soybean. In soybean, nuts are being introduced. So different type of protein products are being produced by the by these organisms, which can cause problem in the body of the person who are eating those varieties. Okay, antibiotic resistant genes used as marker during gene transfer could spread pathogenic bacteria. Okay, so antibiotic resistant genes are used as markers, so they can also lead to production of different type of diseases. Transferred genes could cause mutate and cause unexpected risk. What happened? Transferred genes could mutate. That means when the genes are being transferred from one organism to another, mutation occurs. That means permanent changes in the genes occur, and that may lead to some unexpected risks. That means some unexpected problem may arise. So last important risk areas is the agriculture. As agriculture is hugely benefited by GMO, again your agriculture is also negatively affected by the GMOs. Okay, so GMO with pest toxins could increase evolution of resistance in certain pest populations. Biotech companies hold monopolistic legal rights over GM seeds, and farmer must pay large sums for seeds each year. They are not permitted to save and resow seeds to so strains are not able to adapt to local conditions. So this aspect of agriculture I have already discussed in the social and economic issues. I'm briefing up that thing what is happening as the GMO seeds are expensive. Farmers cannot afford that seed. So low scale farmers are growing in the previous uh, style only. So again, what is happening? They cannot save the seeds for the next generation. But so strains are so the plants, the GMO plants are very difficult to adapt in the normal environment. So the Agricultural aspect is highly affected when we are going for GMOs. Okay. Now this after the risk of GMOs, the next important is the now this is all about your ethical issues. Now with the GMO issues, the ethical issues of biotechnologies or the issues oriented along the bioethics is uh, is covered up. Okay, so you have to read about different type of bioethical issues they have. The human is considered, then what are the environmental risks, then what are the benefits which are revolving around the GMOs. So all these risks and benefits are need to be addressed while you are uh, using the GMO. Okay, so the next topic of our discussion is the difference between bioethics and business ethics. Okay, so ethics can be of also another type, that is business ethics. From the term itself you can understand some exchange of or the business politics can are oriented around this ethics. So coming to line by line idea concerned with identifying the correct approach to matters such as health resource or the use of human embryos in research. So what happens, different type of organisms are dealing with identifying the correct approach to matters such as euthanasia, allocation of scarce health resources, or the use of human embryos. So bioethics are mainly oriented around the biological samples like your plant, animals, all these things. Okay, so what happens when so, bioethical issues mainly deals with different controversial topics of your euthanasia, then your abortion. All these topics are usually debated by different type of people, and so all these aspects are being controlled by the bioethics. Now, what are the business ethics concerned? Concern questions are such as the limits of the manager in the pursuit of profit or duty of the authorities or to the general public as opposed to the employers. So what happens, the plant what happens in a particular organization when some profit is being made, so they don't have so much idea about the particular plant. So they have the business ethics are the main problems or the ethical issues you need to address when you are conducting any business dealings, being human responsibilities, corporate responsibilities. That means in bioethics we are mainly concerned about the rights and your problems of the humans. But here the corporate is affected, rights and obligations of employees, rights and obligations of person undergoing treatment. Suppose a person is undergoing treatment and here the obligations are to the employees. Then diversity and discrimination in workplace, there are highly discriminated in the workplace. There are gender issues, there are high low issues. So all this comes under business ethics. When you're running a business, all these things you need to solve. Okay, so minimum wage versus living wage, that means there these are stipend or the salary related problems. So age discrimination, now in this discrimination in any specific process of biological experiments. So this bioethics is mainly oriented along the biological aspects, but business ethics are dealing with the problems in the factories, how the workers are working, how the manager is controlling all the things. All these are coming in the business ethics part. So these are the difference between bioethics and business ethics. Now the next thing, benefits and risk of biotechnology. This is very important topic in bioethics syllabus. What are the benefits and risk of biotechnology? So when you are dealing with the risk of the biotechnology and benefits, you have to maintain or look after the bioethical rules. You have to maintain all the bioethical rules when you are going for the benef- uh, benefits and risk of biotechnology. Okay, so this is a big topic. I don't know whether it will be covered today or not. So let's try. The first one is the environmental benefits. Okay, reduced use of chemicals, improved ability of crop to defend themselves, then reduction and elimination of need for chemical pesticides. So as different type of herbicide, pesticide, resistant genes are being incorporated in the life of the particular GMO or any product, so the chances of getting uh, the chances of getting infection, the chances of getting problem or disease is less in case of using of as less amount of chemical fertilizers are used. And then water and soil protection. Water and soil is also highly protected by the biotechnological concepts like your reduction of nutrients in farm runoff, increasing crop fertilizer efficiency, and conserving topsoil low phytic acid, corn and phytase food feed enzymes, reducing harmful phosphorus in farm. These are many examples which are being given how your water and soil has been affected by the different type of products of biotechnology. So water and soil are being controlled by different biotechnological process. So they are responsible for reducing the greenhouse effects by keeping carbon sequestrated in soil. Okay, so they also reduce the pollution by controlling the greenhouse gases. So water and soil and overall environment is being benefited when by the different concepts of biotechnology. Okay, so threats to ecological balance, then the risk of releasing genetically modified organism into the environment, then you are releasing the, okay, we are running out of time, so I'm ending this topic. Environmental risk, like what are the risks associated with environment, like the risk of as the GMO are released into the environment, so there are risk of getting problems. Then what are the reduced biological diversities, as you are using different type of genes to modify the basic structure of the organism, so you are hampering the overall life and overall day to day activities of the particular organisms. So, okay, so these are all about your risk and benefits. And there is another slide. This slide is talking about healthcare benefits and safety risk. Okay, what are the these healthcare benefits is very important to medical students like you. So we will be discussing all these things in the next class. So let us know what problems you are facing in the portion I have taught today.